The presidential suite of the private clinic was plunged into silence, broken only by the constant beeping of heart monitors. Malcolm Reynolds, 42, a billionaire in the technology sector and one of the few black CEOs among the world's 500 largest companies, had been lying motionless for 18 days. An unexplained accident in his private jet had left him with a red scar across his left temple, the only visible mark of the tragedy that had almost taken his life. Or at least, that's what everyone thought. What no one knew, not even his private doctors, was that Malcolm had awakened on the third day after the accident, and he decided to remain silent, keeping his eyes closed and his breathing controlled for a very specific reason. He needed to find out who had sabotaged his aircraft. "We need to reconsider our strategy, Victor," said Julia Reynolds, his wife of 7 years, from the other side of the glass door. Her voice was muffled, but perfectly audible in the silence of the room. "The board is restless. Investors are nervous. We can't wait indefinitely." "Patience, dear sister," replied Victor, Malcolm's half-brother and vice president of operations at Reynolds Tech. "One more week, and the board will vote to activate the incapacitation clause. Remember our agreement with Dr. Lauren. The medical reports are ready." Inside the room, beneath the surface of stillness, Malcolm's heart raced. His instincts were right. The accident had been just the beginning. The sabotage of the aircraft had not been a simple assassination attempt, but part of an elaborate plan to take control of his empire. "What about his lawyer, Diana Coleman?" Julia asked. "She's still insisting on seeing the original test results." "Diana won't be a problem for much longer," Victor replied with icy confidence. "I've arranged a meeting for her with the Bar Association's Ethics Committee. It seems some incriminating documents have been discovered in her office." Malcolm felt his blood boil as he listened to conspiracy against his most loyal advisor. Diana Coleman, one of the few black lawyers in the corporate world, had been his mentor in law school and then his right-hand woman in building Reynolds Tech. The bedroom door slid open softly. The footsteps that entered were different, light, rhythmic, careful. "Good morning, Mr. Reynolds." The voice was clear, professional, without the false sweetness that many use when speaking to unconscious patients. "I'm Maya, your new night nurse." Malcolm caught the faint scent of lavender as she moved around the room, checking his vitals and adjusting something on his monitor. "Your readings are stable," she said, making notes. "That's good." There was a moment of silence. Then he felt the light weight of someone sitting down in the chair next to the bed. "I don't know if you can hear me," Maya continued, her voice now low, almost confessional, "but I need to tell you something. I shouldn't be here." Malcolm kept his breathing perfectly controlled, though his curiosity was immediately piqued. "I was hired 3 days ago to replace your previous nurse. She resigned suddenly, or so I was told." Maya paused. "But last night, I found something strange while reviewing your medical records. The sedation levels are well above protocol for your neurological condition, and there are discrepancies in the reflex reports." She leaned closer, her voice now just a whisper. "I'm not just a nurse, Mr. Reynolds. I'm a specialist in forensic neurology, and I can tell you with certainty that something is very wrong with your treatment. Someone is deliberately keeping you sedated, preventing your recovery." Malcolm's heart skipped a beat, a movement too slight for the monitors to detect, but real nonetheless. "I don't know who would do this or why," Maya continued, "but I promise I'll find out, and I'll help you wake up, even if it means risking my job, or worse." She stood up and adjusted the forward drip. "I'm reducing your sedation gradually. No one will notice, but within a few days, you should start showing signs of consciousness. When that happens, we can—" The door swung open. Maya stepped away from the bed with professional ease. "Just checking vital signs as requested, Dr. Lauren," she said, her tone completely transformed. "Thanks, nurse," a male voice replied. "I'll take it from here." When the door closed, Malcolm felt simultaneously alarmed and hopeful. In a world where he thought he was completely alone, he had just found an unexpected ally. But what Maya didn't know, what no one suspected, was that he was already conscious. And behind those closed eyes, a plan was forming that would turn this family betrayal into his most powerful weapon. What no one in that luxurious clinic could imagine was that this man, whom everyone considered helpless, had built an empire precisely because he saw opportunities where others saw only obstacles. And now, lying motionless while they plotted to steal everything he had built, Malcolm was already beginning to plot not only his recovery, but the spectacular downfall of those who dared to underestimate him for being an outsider who had earned his place among the powerful. If the story of betrayal, resistance, and the unlikely alliance between a billionaire and a nurse has piqued your curiosity, sign up now to find out how Malcolm will turn his apparent fragility into the greatest strength against those who try to destroy him. Malcolm's plan began to take shape on the third night after meeting Maya. As she adjusted his pillow, he risked an almost imperceptible movement. He twitched his index finger twice when she asked if he could hear her. Maya froze, her eyes wide. You're conscious? A movement. Yes. Her expression changed from shock to determination. We need to establish a code, he whispered, checking the door. 1 movement for yes, 2 for no. Blink once if you agree. A blink